What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Desi Lux, and I'm here to put your bid in the Cobra Clutch. You know what's up? Today, I'm about to check out another Tozy vid. He got prison for blackmailing a YouTuber for millions. Listen, man, we did this other video, this person doing some blackmail or whatever. I don't know how, especially if a YouTuber, you somewhat internet savvy. I don't know how you get a guy like this, but we're about to see what this talking about.
This YouTuber was arrested and sentenced to prison for being a part of a conspiracy to blackmail one of the biggest mukbang influencers in the world. So it's safe to say we have one of the more insane stories that I've covered this year. Despite the widespread coverage of this both on the internet in Asia and on the mainstream news in Korea, I have not seen any Western publications really talk too much about this, as I could only find a handful of English videos actually talking about this situation, which made things slightly trickier researching this because, you know, all the sources are Korean. So I had to translate everything myself and piece everything together. But I will say, it was absolutely worth it. This is such a wild story.
Yeah, so I gotta see what's up.
Lee Jun-hee, aka Guji-yuk, which in English translates to foot and mouth disease. I'm not joking. And this guy is a South Korean YouTuber who gained public attention in 2021 after exposing a major scandal involving one of Korea's biggest streaming platforms and a controversial altcoin. And this case later on became known as Africa TV CoinGate. There's some fascinating names here. But anyway, at first, I was skeptical that that was the actual translation of his name, foot and mouth disease. But apparently this sentence does in fact mean foot and mouth disease. I say as someone who doesn't speak Korean, I'm just really
that's one of the worst names I've ever heard.
That's what it seems like to me, at least. And the name is just scratching the surface because just like in basically all my videos, it's all downhill from here. And the main reason the story has such a conspiracy vibe surrounding it is because at its core, it started as a conspiracy, and the more we learn about this man's history and the controversies he's been involved with, the more troubling it all becomes. Because at first, we kind of just have to start from the beginning. In the past, foot and mouth disease, his YouTube channel was completely different to what it was right now. Now, most of his videos aren't public anymore, but you can see how diverse his content was. He used to do food reviews, experiments, song covers, and apparently even gaming. I feel like we've all been there before, at least with the gaming aspect. I used to be a gaming channel back in the day. Not a good one, but hey,
shout out to
the trenches. And even though he didn't have many subscribers, he did at least have a good image attached to him. Not only did he upload consistently, but you'd often see him taking care of his mother, who was suffering from dementia, showing a very different side of Lee. In those days, at least. Then, in 2020, Lee, or foot and mouth disease, he started dabbling into making commentary-like videos, sometimes reporting on local news, sometimes giving his opinion on global and South Korean politics, and other times talking about celebrities. And out of everything that he did, the commentary videos definitely got the most views. However, foot and mouth disease's approach was very different from, say the least, the commentary videos we make here on this channel. Because rather than addressing the information and laughing about the stupid stuff that went down on the internet, this guy had a very different approach. Because essentially, he just picked people out and attacked them, even though in many cases, they didn't even deserve it. And no wonder his image started to worsen. Because it seems like he was an even more edgy, Leafy is here, but only attacking celebrities and
That's a name I have not heard in a minute. I did not think I was going to hear Leafy is here in 2025. Is he still around? Like, does anyone know if Leafy is still around? I don't give enough of a fuck to go look it up or whatever, but let me know in the comments if Leafy is still around. Bro, I remember, oh man, he was huge. He was fucking huge on this app. Bro, that shit is crazy.
Political people in South Korea. And often the ways he attacked people wasn't really rooted in facts either. It was often kind of like, oh, I heard this, so I'm going to start a rumor based on what I heard. So it's no wonder that his image started to worsen from there on out, because this is where things start to get pretty insane. Because what made things a little bit more interesting was there was also a particular hint of backroom dealings with his videos, where some would be, I guess, secretly deleted after some time. So yeah, it's not like this guy has made the best career choices throughout the years.
What are you talking about?
South Korean users actually invented a term to describe the foot and mouth disease type of content, which is called apparently cyber wrecking. And this is apparently where you essentially make up false speculations about someone else popular and then include a bunch of personal attacks that the target doesn't want on the internet. And this is apparently what the people in South Korea call cyber wreckers. Their main targets tend to be famous influencers and South Korean celebrities.
Hey, that's a dope ass name, like cyber wrecker. Because that's really what we do. We got a lot of those over here in America, man. Someone who's just like is just adamant on wrecking somebody's life and saying whatever, doing whatever to accomplish those goals. We got those in people who live in people basements at like 45 years old. Like I don't, man, we're fucked as a society.
In particular, foot and mouth disease became a very hot topic not too long ago after Nana, a South Korean actress and former singer of the girl group After School, publicly announced that she was suing him for spreading false information about her.
The question has been answered. Nana, an actress from the group After Departure, has sued YouTuber Koo Jae-hyuk, who was recently arrested for blackmailing a YouTuber Chiang to extort money from her. She accused him of spreading falsehoods about her personal life. This is what Nana posted on social media on the 24th. I filed a lawsuit and said that I will respond strongly without any punishment. So
This
if
is
you
in
chose
North or
me
South
as a
Korea?
provocative issue, you...
I wonder if they're getting sued in North or South Korea. I wonder if it's in a, because South Korea is where Johnny Somali is dealing with his issues. So I'm curious to see like what the severity of the punishment is. Because I ain't gonna lie, the way they coming at Johnny, America could never, like, they let him. Hey, it's super dope how Korea's punishing Johnny. Like, they didn't even arrest him, so they had to pay for him, and the taxpayers had to pay for him. They have just took away his like camera, all his stuff, and he has to feed himself. So he went broke, which means he won't afford a lawyer neither. So he's got a public defender. Man,
chose me very well. I said I would show you in person. He wrote, "Who does Jae-hyuk Koo know me?" and warned of legal action against him. Earlier, Koo Jae-hyuk spoke with Kim Si-hee, the CEO of the YouTube channel Garosero Research Institute, and said that Nana had a deep kiss with the businessman and influencer. Friends allegedly recommended drugs. Koo Jae-hyuk is
oh, he
currently
was
in
just saying
custody and awaiting
whatever.
trial for allegedly extorting tens of millions of won by blackmailing the foodie YouTuber.
And his latest target, and probably the one who
So
has
the
gotten him in the
kiss the
most trouble
CEOs
until
and all
now,
this? What the
was
hell?
Chu Yang, who is one of the biggest mukbang creators in South Korea, and honestly in the world, because she has over 10 Yang, who is one of the biggest mukbang creators.
God damn, it's a lot of food. Holy shit. And then what's the face over there just on the left, just chilling, just, well, they're right, our left, just chilling, posted up and shit. Boy, that's a lot of food, but what the fuck? Yo, these mukbang people, I don't know how they do it.
In South Korea, and honestly in the world, because she has over 10 million subscribers. And apparently, who would have known? When you try to extort millions of won from someone while recording everything on your phone, things don't normally end too well. And that is exactly what happened here. Because on July 10th, 2024, during a live broadcast on the official channel of Garosero Institute, which is an alternative Korean news channel known for covering a lot of controversial topics, they revealed that 3 famous YouTubers were involved in a scheme blackmailing Chu Yang. And they were actually one of the first media outlets to report on this case, even before Chu Yang herself publicly discussed it on her channel. These 3 YouTubers not only allegedly worked together on this scheme, but they also had this kind of like secret group of their own, which
How though?
was apparently called the Online Tow Truck Mutual Aid Association. That included foot and mouth disease, Jeon Jin, and Karakula. And apparently a couple other creators, but that's not really that relevant to us right now because they were never brought up into the trial. But the Garosero Institute also allegedly revealed how much they had extorted from her. At this stage, the amount was already more than tens of millions of won on the condition that they would not reveal Chu Yang's past to the public. For context, 10 million won is about $7,500. And shortly after this news broke, Chu Yang herself came forward and revealed that she had also been a victim of not only extortion, but this past that she wanted to hide was her being a victim of dating violence, threats, actively being robbed by her ex-boyfriend, and forced to work in the last 4 to 5 years of her life.
Popular mukbang.
What? I'm thinking her past was some like criminal, which is why she didn't want it out there. It was just like that she got abused. And you using that to like, oh my god, yo, people are sick in this world.
YouTuber known as Ziyang, whose real name is Park Jung-won, has alleged she was subjected
Tell you,
to
my faith
physical
in
assault
humanity is
and
just at an
blackmail by a
all-time
former
low.
boyfriend over several years. Now, some YouTubers have even threatened her to expose her ordeal. The prosecution has now initiated an investigation into these YouTubers.
That is so
And
crazy.
this is where I guess Foot and Mouth Disease starts to panic, because he then released a statement through his YouTube channel's community tab trying to defend himself, in which he
How
subtly
do you defend
suggested that
yourself?
this whole incident was nothing more than a misunderstanding. And then he went on to guarantee, once he had all the cards on the
Misunderstanding.
table, that everyone would be able to understand his side of the story. And here it says, I apologize for not being able to protect Xu Zhang's right to be forgotten. I swear to heaven that I never did anything shameful, and I did my best to protect Xu Zhang's right to be forgotten. I currently have complete interviews with the victims and all the people involved, and I will tell you everything by tomorrow morning at the latest. I will say this once again, I did not
I'm
receive
reading
any
this shit faster
extortion
than
money,
he's
and I did
than
not
he's saying
blackmail
it.
anyone. If you had heard the illegally obtained audio recordings, you would have known all the conversations
How
between
is this
Xu
supposed to,
Zhang
like,
and me.
defend you?
But I will not forgive those scumbags who
confused.
exposed Xu Zhang's painful wounds to the world just to explain themselves. Please wait just one day. As always, I will win if I go all the way. And I guess up until this point, he kept his word, because as promised, the next day he uploaded a new video on his channel discussing his side of the Chu Yang case. And even though this video has now been deleted, which is a little bit ironic as well, he claimed that he actually acted
he
as
posted
a
delete, didn't he?
double agent. Clearly, he's not the bad guy here. He was just a double agent, ladies and gentlemen. He was using immoral means to protect Chu Yang all along. Okay, right. That, I guess that makes
get
sense.
the fuck out of here, please.
No, it doesn't make sense at all.
None
This
at
guy,
all.
Foot and Mouth Disease, essentially never had anything to do with Chu Yang in the first place, because before these recent events, they had no direct connection to each other. It's not like they had any history together at all, because they don't. They've never met. But still, the Garosera Institute
That's
reported that
fucking
Foot and Mouth
crazy.
Disease was extorting Chu Yang based on leaking information about her past. However, how would he ever know anything about Chu Yang's past if he's never been there before? So, of course, he had some sort of informant, which is why I guess he claimed to be acting as this double agent. Because in addition to his statements, in his latest video, he also showed the transcript of a contact that he supposedly made with either Chu Zhang or Chu Yang's management team. And here's the kicker. So to keep everything that he knew a secret and to reveal the identity of this informant only to Chu Yang herself, they would have to pay him around 55 million won, which in terms of this
What?
incident is no different from saying he just sold out his informant's personal information for about $40,000. And then he went on to
What
claim that he
the
tried his
fuck?
best to hide Chu Zhang's past. But thankfully, the people in the comments, they were awake and they were like, this sounds pretty conflicting, dude. Because hey, if you really cared and wanted to protect all this, he would have just deleted all the relevant recordings instead of keeping them as they were, as, you know, potential blackmail.
Yeah,
So
what
it's
is
safe
he
to say,
talking about?
in the
That-
end,
that was the
his
worst excuse I've
self-proclaimed
ever heard.
double agent story kind of backfired on him in a way that he honestly probably didn't even expect. Essentially, he burned the bridges with both parties over here.
How
Both
did he
the
think that was
informant
gonna get
and
off?
with Chu Zhang and her team. TLDR, he dug his own grave, and that is if the double agent story is remotely true. But things got even worse for
Man,
him
that
when
shit
Chu
not true,
Zhang,
man.
along with
Fuck
her
outta
attorney
here.
team, publicly announced that they were suing Foot and Mouth Disease and the other
Oof.
two members of the Online Tow Truck Association,
Yeah, he's
and apparently
fucked.
was going for this case with no leniency. So then in response, Foot and Mouth Disease uploaded a new video on his channel titled, I will submit my golden phone to the 3rd Criminal Division of the Seoul Central District Prosecutor's Office and voluntarily appear. And he did. But I guess the guy got a little bit ahead of himself because he did that before the prosecution even started investigating him. So there wasn't really too much they could do yet. And apparently a golden phone over there is a term to describe a phone in which someone stores specific information. In this case, it means the
recordings or
17,000
whatever.
reported phone calls between Foot and Mouth Disease and the other people. But it's safe to say that things got really bad
So
for
he
him
tried
on
to
July
snitch
16th,
everybody out.
2024, when the attorney representing Chu Zhang in court appeared on the CBS Radio's Kim Hwan-jun's news show and stated that the claim that Foot and Mouth
Bro, he tried to clear this shit up so bad. He voluntarily, as soon as the woman said she was gonna sue, voluntarily went to the fucking police station, gave them his phone with all this incriminating evidence, and turned himself in. When there's nothing to turn in yet. Them people ain't even finished filling out the paperwork for that lawsuit. My man was just like, you got me. He trying to be as what's the term I want to use? As just like cooperative as possible, so he can get some sort of grace, some mercy at the trial. And he's selling out them other two dudes in the group. That shit is crazy.
Disease was a double agent. That was false. After that, they could do nothing more than surrender and publicly admit that they had really attempted to extort Chu Zhang.
In a new development, those who are accused of threatening Jiang have suddenly changed their stance. They admitted to demanding and accepting money in exchange for not disclosing her past.
YouTubers who blackmailed Ziyang offered their apologies. Tonguk Jin, who runs a YouTube channel that supposedly verifies unfounded rumors, uploaded a video of his apology on his channel.
Is he
He
bowing,
said he had suggested
apologizing?
extorting money from Ziyang when another YouTuber, Kujeok, was about to expose her past. In his apology, Chun admitted he had received 3 million won, roughly $2,100 from
Bro,
Ziyang's management
what?
agency. Ziyang took legal action after telling the public about how she suffered violence in the past. This comes a day after YouTube suspended the monetization for the channels run by so-called cyber wreckers.
What the fuck?
YouTubers Karakula and Kuzeyak, who had been claiming they were unfairly accused, offered Ziyang their apologies. Ziyang's legal team warned of additional lawsuits, saying more people had attempted to blackmail her.
So almost 10 days after that, on the
Wow.
afternoon of July 23rd, the Suwon District Prosecutor's Office requested an arrest warrant for foot and mouth disease and Jeon Juk-kin on charges of intimidation and coercion in addition to blackmail. And at around 8 p.m. on July 26, 2024, they had both been arrested.
That
The
woman
prosecution
is
stated
like-
that
she
foot and mouth
seemed like
disease
so,
and
like,
Jeon Juk-kin
petite
organized
and
themselves
small,
and
like, trying to
conspired to
blackmail
commit
her is
crimes
crazy,
by
bro.
creating the association called the Korean Online Tow Truck Mutual Aid Association in 2021. And yes, the authorities now acknowledge the existence
It was
of this
probably-
secret group,
it was probably
which
them
is
buff
something
niggas that was
really
trying to
interesting.
blackmail
Because
them
even though everyone is
on the
aware of this
physical side
presence
of the
today,
game.
the idea of like a mutual help association among these like cyber wrecking YouTubers for essentially blackmailing their targets is
Insane.
absolute insane. I have
Insane.
never seen anything like this on YouTube.
So
So
me
it's
neither.
really interesting seeing all this unfold. This would literally be like if some of the biggest creators in the US bonded together in this like secret group and then started making hit pieces on people and telling them, hey, we will keep releasing more information if you don't pay us. That's
But,
crazy.
yeah,
But
that's-
obviously, things got even worse for them. And after their crimes
I
were
don't
revealed,
understand.
they attempted to destroy evidence systematically, such as
Destroy evidence? Oh, you niggas have no. I don't understand. Doesn't the like a certain level of self-preservation like kick in? Like when you, like you're not thinking about, okay, if I destroy this evidence, one, I'm assuming it's digital, so there's no destroying that shit. All that shit is retrievable. Two, how it's gonna look in court if I'm out here destroying evidence? Like what the response is gonna be? What the fuck? Am I the only one who be faking logically?
editing recorded phone calls, uploading videos defaming Chu Zhang, causing secondary damage. And now, I guess, as of pretty recently, actually, in the first trial, they were sentenced to 3 years in prison. But there's a separate
What?
trial going on as well. So their next hearing is
3 years? Okay, 3 years for $5 million. Could you do it? Because it sounded like it was five. Well, it was like 2 or 3, right? $3 million for 3 years. Could you do it? I know in our money it's only like 3,000, but let's be real. Let's put it in USD. 3 million, 3 years. Could you do it? I'll be honest. Fuck no. I love my freedom. I want to be able to go outside, take a shit, walk around with my dick out. You know what I'm saying? These are freedoms that you can't have in jail. You walk out with your dick out, somebody will come suck it. So nah, I'm good, bro. I'm straight. I can't do 3 days. Fuck, bro. Jail not for me, gang. At all.
in September for that one. And here they could be facing an additional 3 to 5 years. Because here on the Mail, the Mail business newspaper, it says prosecutors asked the appeals court to sentence YouTuber foot and mouth disease, real name Lee Jung-hee, who who was sentenced to 3 years in prison in his first trial, threatening Chu Zhang, real name Park Jung-won, an eating YouTuber with 10 million subscribers, to 4 years in prison. So my understanding here is they want an additional 4 years on top of what already happened in the first trial. Here, the prosecution is saying it is questionable whether the defendant sincerely reflects on his second offense, including the denial of the allegations in the investigation process, the lower court, and the appellate court, and accusing the victim of innocence. And the prosecution also demanded 3 years in prison for the other YouTuber involved here. Okay, so the court sentence is on September 5th for this case, so it'll definitely be interesting to see what happens then.
Yeah, he's fucked.
No! That was so stupid. I was trying to get a fly, and I spilled Coke all over the room. And the fly is still flying around taunting me. This is awful.
The fly caught the dove.
But I mean, hey, at least he didn't get scammed by AI Jennifer Aniston like this guy did in this video.
Oh yeah, we did that video. Oh man, this is W video from a Tozy. I feel bad for that lady. Obviously, clearly, this is some shit she didn't want out, and them niggas was like, hey, I could see this happening in the US. Well, excuse me. I could see this happening, but I just don't think that it would have gotten as far to people sending those amounts of money. But I don't know, maybe depending on the person, you never know. I mean, I'm glad the woman is taking legal action though. You motherfucking scammers, you get what you deserve, man. Let me know if you got any of the videos you want me to do. Like, comment, subscribe. YouTube, we out. Peace.